Dear seeker, there comes a quiet moment in life. Not loud, not dramatic, but deeply unsettling. When you begin to realize that something you've been holding onto is slipping away. It may be a person you love, a dream you built your identity around, or even a version of yourself that no longer fits who you are becoming. And in that moment, the mind resists. It says, not this, not now, not yet. So you hold tighter. You replay memories. You cling to what once was, hoping it will remain unchanged. But instead of comfort, you feel tension. Instead of certainty, you feel fear. Dear seeker, this is where the teaching of Gautama Buddha begins, not in temples or scriptures, but in this very human experience of holding on. More than 2,500 years ago, he observed something profoundly simple. The more tightly we grasp, the more deeply we suffer. Not because life is cruel, but because life is constantly changing. Everything you love, everything you fear losing, everything you call mine, is in motion. And yet, we live as though permanence is promised. This is the silent contradiction that creates unrest within us. But what if the problem is not loss itself, but our resistance to it? What if peace does not come from controlling life, but from learning how to release our grip on it? Today, dear seeker, we are not just discussing an idea. We are exploring a practice, a shift in awareness, a way of living that transforms suffering into clarity. Let us gently step into this journey together and uncover why letting go may be the hardest lesson, yet the most freeing truth you will ever encounter. Before we can truly understand letting go, we must first understand why we hold on so tightly. The insight offered by Gautama Buddha begins with a simple yet deeply unsettling truth. Life, as we experience it, contains suffering. This is not meant to sound pessimistic. It is meant to be honest. In teachings preserved in texts like the Dhammapada, the Buddha explains that suffering does not only arise from pain or loss, but also from our attachment to pleasure, comfort, and identity. We cling to what feels good and push away what feels uncomfortable. We say, this happiness should last forever. This relationship should never change. I must always be seen this way. But dear seeker, life does not obey these demands. Everything you experience is marked by what Buddhism calls impermanence, a continuous flow of change. And yet, the mind resists this truth. It tries to freeze moments. It tries to control outcomes. It tries to make the temporary feel permanent. This resistance is known as craving, and it is at the heart of the Buddha's teaching known as the Four Noble Truths. We do not suffer simply because things change. We suffer because we want them not to. Imagine holding sand in your hand. The tighter you grip, the faster it slips away. In the same way, our attachment creates the very discomfort we are trying to avoid. So the question is not, why does life cause suffering? But rather, why do we hold on to what cannot stay? This is where the journey begins. Dear seeker, let us look a little deeper, not at the world outside, but at the quiet assumptions within your own mind. How often do you feel that things should go a certain way? That people should behave according to your expectations? That life should unfold according to your plans? That happiness should remain once you found it? This subtle belief that you are in control is one of the most powerful illusions we live under. In the teachings of Gautama Buddha, this illusion is gently dismantled through the understanding of impermanence, known as anicca in Buddhist philosophy. Everything is in flux. Your thoughts change. Your emotions shift. Your body ages. Circumstances evolve without asking for your permission. And yet, the mind quietly insists, this should stay. This should not happen. I must control this. Dear seeker, notice the tension in these statements. Because reality does not resist change. only the mind does. This creates a silent conflict. Life flows, but the mind pushes back. And in that resistance, suffering takes root. The Buddha further deepens this insight through the teaching of anicca, reminding us that nothing we experience can be held still, no matter how much we desire it. Trying to control life is like trying to stop the ocean's waves with your hands. For a moment, it may feel possible, but eventually, the waves will move as they always have. So the question becomes, if control is an illusion, why do we cling to it so tightly? Perhaps because letting go of control feels like stepping into uncertainty. But dear seeker, what if that uncertainty is not something to fear, but something to understand? This realization is not meant to weaken you. It is meant to free you. Dear seeker, at this point, a quiet fear may arise within you. If I let go, will I lose everything that matters? This is one of the most common misunderstandings on the path. But the teachings of Gautama Buddha invite us to see something far more subtle. Letting go is not about losing what you love. It is about changing how you relate to it. You see, suffering does not come from having things. It comes from clinging to them, grasping as if they must never change, never leave, never fade. In classical teachings preserved in texts like the Dhammapada, the Buddha emphasizes that attachment binds the mind, not the object itself. So what does this mean in your life? You may still love someone deeply, but without the silent demand that they fulfill all your expectations. You may still pursue success, but without tying your entire worth to the outcome. You may still experience joy, but without fearing the moment it might end. Dear seeker, notice the shift. You are not removing meaning from life. You are removing fear from change. Letting go is not cold detachment. It is wise relationship. It is holding things with an open hand instead of a closed fist. When your hand is closed, it creates tension. It fears loss. It resists change. But when your hand is open, you can still hold, still experience, still care. Yet you are not trapped. This is the quiet freedom the Buddha pointed toward. So the question is no longer, what will I lose if I let go? But rather, what am I losing by holding on so tightly? In that reflection, understanding begins. Dear seeker, now we arrive at a gentle but powerful turning point. If letting go feels difficult, it is only because we have not yet fully seen what it gives in return. The teachings of Gautama Buddha do not ask you to renounce life. They invite you to discover a deeper way of living within it. Because hidden within letting go is a kind of freedom most people rarely experience. Consider this. How much of your mental energy is spent worrying about outcomes, about what others think, about what might be lost? This constant tension comes from attachment, from the need to control, secure, and preserve. But when you begin to loosen that grip, something remarkable happens. The mind becomes lighter. The heart becomes quieter. The present moment becomes enough. The Buddha described the ultimate form of this freedom as nirvana, a state where suffering fades because craving itself has dissolved. Now, dear seeker, this may sound distant, almost unreachable, but its essence can be experienced even in small moments. When you forgive someone without holding on to resentment, there is freedom. When you accept uncertainty instead of fighting it, there is peace. When you act without being consumed by results, there is clarity. These are not grand, mystical experiences. They are quiet shifts in how you relate to life. Letting go does not empty your life. It unburdens it. You begin to move through the world with less fear, less resistance, and more presence. So perhaps the question is no longer, why should I let go? But rather, what kind of life becomes possible when I do? And in that question, dear seeker, a new way of being begins to unfold. Dear seeker, understanding letting go is one thing, but living it is another. You may now see the truth in these teachings. And yet, in moments of difficulty, the mind still clings. This is natural. That is why the teachings of Gautama Buddha are not merely philosophical, they are deeply practical. He offered a path, a method, a way to train the mind gently over time, known as the Noble Eightfold Path. But dear seeker, let us bring this into your daily life in a simple and approachable way. Letting go is not an act of force. It is a process of awareness. Begin here. First, observe your attachment. Notice what you are holding on to, whether it is a person, an outcome, or a belief. Do not judge it. Simply see it clearly. Second, allow things to be as they are. The moment you stop arguing with reality, a quiet space opens within you. Third, soften your grip. You do not have to push anything away. Just notice the tension of holding and gently release it, like unclenching a fist you didn't realize was tight. Fourth, return to the present moment, because attachment lives in the past and future, in memories and expectations. But peace exists only here. You may also find support in practices like mindfulness meditation, where you watch thoughts and emotions arise and pass without identifying with them. Dear seeker, remember this. You will not perfect letting go in a single day. Some days you will hold on again. Some days you will forget. And that is part of the path. Each moment you become aware. Each moment you release, even slightly. You are walking the path. So do not rush. Letting go is not a destination. It is a practice you return to again and again. Dear seeker, as we come to the deepest layer of this teaching, what you are about to encounter may feel unsettling at first, but within it lies profound freedom. The teachings of Gautama Buddha point toward a realization that goes beyond letting go of things and gently questions the very idea of ownership itself. We often say, my life, my success, my relationships, my thoughts. But pause for a moment and look closely. Did you choose every thought that entered your mind? Can you control every emotion that arises within you? Can you stop change from touching the people you love? Or even your own body? The Buddha described this insight through the principle of non-self known as anatta. It suggests that what we call I is not a fixed, permanent entity, but a constantly changing flow of experiences, thoughts, sensations, perceptions, and consciousness. Dear seeker, this is not meant to erase your identity, but to soften your attachment to it. Because when you believe everything is yours, loss becomes personal, change feels threatening, and letting go feels like losing a part of yourself. But when you begin to see that everything is arising and passing naturally, something shifts. You are no longer gripping life as an honor. You are experiencing it as a witness. Nothing was ever truly yours to hold, and so, nothing is truly yours to lose. And in that realization, letting go is no longer an effort. It becomes natural. So perhaps the final question is not, how do I let go? But rather, was there ever anything to hold onto in the first place? Sit with this gently, dear seeker, because in this understanding, you may discover a freedom that cannot be taken away. Dear seeker, we have walked together through a quiet but powerful truth. A truth that has been whispered through the teachings of Gautama Buddha for centuries. That freedom does not come from holding on, but from learning how to release. And yet, as you sit with this, you may notice something within you still hesitates. Because letting go is not easy. It asks you to loosen your grip on what feels familiar, to step beyond the comfort of certainty, to trust life in a way you may never have before. But dear seeker, this is not a loss. It is a return to a state where your peace is not dependent on outcomes, where your happiness is not tied to permanence, where your heart is open yet unburdened. You do not have to renounce the world to experience this. You simply have to change how you hold it. So today, I invite you to pause, just for a moment. Bring to mind something you've been holding on to, a worry, a regret, an expectation, or even a fear of losing something dear, and gently ask yourself, is holding onto this bringing me peace or taking it away? If it is taking your peace, perhaps just for this moment, you can soften your grip, not forever, not completely, just enough to breathe. Because sometimes, dear seeker, peace does not arrive when everything stays the same. It arrives when you realize you are never meant to hold everything together. And if this message resonated with you, carry it gently into your life. Reflect on it, practice it, return to it, because the path is not about perfection. It is about awareness. Until we meet again, dear seeker, walk lightly, live fully, and when the time comes, have the courage to let go